Welcome to this reaction video. Man, this video is going to be a good one. I just saw it and I'm definitely going to watch it. Make sure you like, share, subscribe. Americans are broke, exhausted, and done pretending like everything's okay. Like everything's fine. Let's get into it, man. Let's get into it. I want to show you how I made $2,200 while I was on this ATV in Mexico a few days ago. Tap the school link in the bio and I'll see you there. And by the way, I'm showing you 100% free. I want the opportunity to prove to you that I can help you before we even think or even talk about investment. I'll see you on the inside.
Ever since social media has pretty much come around, you don't see people really sharing the truth of how they feel, the struggles that they're really going through. And people are becoming more and more vocal about that. In fact, it's almost a new trend to actually share how you really are feeling, how you really are struggling, especially here in America.
Hey, what's up, America? I'm going to be real with you here because I see no future for people in America. After seeing the high cost of homes nationwide, the high cost of gas, the high cost of food, the high cost of rent, cars, rental cars, used cars, insurance, healthcare, taxes, and every other thing, how is anybody in this country supposed to prosper that's not already wealthy? Can someone tell me that? The pulling yourself up by...
I can tell you that. Here's the problem. We all know already that the job market is messed up. We all know already that, it's harder now to work 2 and 3 and 4 jobs and make a good living. We all know that already. This is the reason why it makes the most sense to learn high income skills. You see, if you're already not making enough money at a job to pay your bills, then take the little bit of money that they're giving you and invest to make yourself fail-proof. Because getting on social media, talking about it, complaining about it, but not doing anything about it is what's going to keep a lot of people or a lot of Americans broke, a lot of Americans exhausted. And see, I understand, you may be afraid to invest. You may be afraid to lose. You may be afraid. But guess what? It is a hell of a lot better than recording yourself on social media complaining and not being willing to do anything about it. That's the reason why I show people exactly how making money online works for free. And then after you learn how it works, then we talk about investment. But this is the reason. Now, this is what I've been talking about a long time. This is the reason why, if you're in this situation, you should learn high income skills. You should learn how to market yourself, how to brand yourself, how to, resell, how to sell, how to grow an audience. Like, if the people that don't have those skills are here on this video.
Your bootstraps argument is and over. It doesn't work now. You have average home prices of $512,000. Grocery prices are almost 100% more since 4 years ago. Same with rent, same with mortgages, same with used cars, same with new cars. Taxes are slightly lower, and I do mean slightly. Wages are slightly up, but no way in hell will that meet the requirements. I just saw a story about a nurse with a $75,000 salary a year and an 808 credit score, denied for getting a home. 0 student loan debt too. So debtless, making 75 grand a year with an over 800 credit score, not good enough for a house. So what are we doing here? What's the end goal? Starvation? Death? What's going on here? No matter what you do, no matter how you spend the finances, the middle class and the poor have no upward mobility. There is no hope now. None. No hope. None. 0. The next 2 or 3 generations are because you allowed so much greed. Younger generations will never have shit because of your greed. I've already broken my back trying to make ends meet working for the last 30 years. I already know I'm not going to get anything from the rich. I don't give a but the younger generations, if you keep stealing and being greedy.
Now, see, this is a mistake, and I'm not even sorry. I'm not apologizing for it. But you notice he keeps saying he's not going to get anything from the rich. This is a mindset. A lot of people are separating themselves from another group of people. There is no difference between a wealthy person and you. There's no difference. The only difference is how they think and how you think. But they have the same opportunities that you have. You know, this is a huge learning lesson, man, because, you know, how this guy is talking, I mean, he's never going to be able to correct this problem because listen how he's talking. Now, I understand, again, people are going through it. I understand it. I understand it. We all have, you know, our struggles and our things that we all go through. But thinking like this is not going to make anything better. It's not going to make anything better. And you are making a huge mistake if you're in this situation and then you're saying things like, I know I'm not going to get anything from the rich. Why should you? Why should you get anything from the rich? Why not become one of them? This is the victim mentality. In my opinion, like I said, I understand everything, but it's a lot of victims out here. You got to stop playing the victim. Stop worried about this economy and worry about your own economy. Fix it because you can. It's not like you can't. You can.
They're going to all be homeless, and then what do you have? Ruling over a bunch of homeless people? You.
Trigger warning, I'm going to crash out right now, and this is going to be a long video, but I feel like you could relate to this, so here we go. It's great living in America, unless you're a fucking American. If you're a bank, though, you are thriving, while the rest of us are just trying to fucking survive. I just came across a video saying that banks are at an all-time high. Like, their expectations have blown through the roof of what their profit margins were going to be. You want to know why? They are thriving because America is starving to live. At least 95% of Americans right now are literally surviving off credit cards, off loans in general. And banks are eating that shit up over the high interest rates. We're fighting for our lives over here. You want to know what the American dream is like? Let me tell you. Every day I wake up hoping today is the last day on earth. I'm tired of it here. The American household, on average, is $80,000 in debt. And that's just credit cards and like auto loans. Maybe even some student loans thrown in there. But that's not even including your mortgage. That's just credit card debt. And right now, banks are eating that interest rate up while we're all surviving. You mean to tell me that the average American goes to their mind-sucking job, works 8 to 12 hours to have everything deducted, have nothing left to live on, and we're forced to put food on the table by using credit cards? Okay, picture this, right? You go to college, you get yourself in hundreds of thousands of student loan debt. You are one of the 5% of college graduates to get your job in the field you got your degree in, right? You get everything garnished from your wages because the increase on living and everything around you has gone up, but your pay has stayed the same. But then you also get taxes taken out. We get taxed just to breathe, people. We get taxed on owning shit. We get taxed on working. We get taxed on just living, okay? Then you got health insurance. That's a joke and a whole video within itself. But basically, the average American pays anywhere between $300 and $1,000 a month for health insurance. Basically, you're paying just to say, I have health insurance. But then when you go to use health insurance, you have co-pays and deductibles, and they don't cover nothing until you've met your deductible. What do you mean? Why am I paying you $1,000 a month to have health insurance when I'm still paying more just to use it? I digress. Then you have everything like retirement, 401 taken out. Okay, great. You're going to work 30 to 40 years of your prime so that when you get to retirement age, we're going to give you monthly stipends back just so you can afford to live without a job. Meanwhile, like 80% of senior citizens that are retired now are working at Lowe's at the age of 87 because they can't survive just on their retirement.
Look, she's not telling a lie. Everything that she's saying is true. But the question is do you have to accept it? Do you have to accept it? The only reason you are accepting this is because the only way you know how to make more money is to work at another 9-to-5 job. This is proof right here, man, that, you know, no matter how, look, I agree. America is messed up right now. This world is messed up. But it's only messed up to people that don't know what to do. Once you learn and discover what to do, none of this affects you. None of this affects you. I don't want to say none of this affects you. You are affected by some of these things, but as far as the income that you're making, Even with all of the people around the world struggling like this, there are still people that pay me $900 to join my business, $5,000 to join my business. So that's proof that everybody's not living this way. It's a choice to live this way. Look, and I know a lot of people will probably go crazy in the comments, but it's a choice to live this way. If you're living this way, you choose to live this way. Because when you have an opportunity to change it and you don't take that opportunity for whatever reason, being afraid, being skeptical, being whatever, then you love where you are. And that's just honest to God truth.
That's just a prime example. We're all struggling to keep our heads above water because we don't earn enough money. After everything gets taken out, we are now forced to pay super high interest rates.
Don't earn enough money. That only tells me that that's lack of skills. Lack of skills. Because on one side, you have 9-to-5ers talking about they can't earn money. And then on the other side, you have people like me who's able to make $2,200, $3,000 in a day. And I'm not bragging. I am not bragging. I am not bashing a 9-to-5 job. This is just for awareness. Like, it's either like, what side do you want to be on? Do you want to also be recording videos, going crazy, putting veins in your head, turning red? Or do you want to be quietly living on the other side, thinking better and different? Because everybody's not struggling. Nobody can make me believe that everybody's struggling. Everybody's not struggling.
It's on everything we own, even stuff that's paid off, we're still paying interest on. How does that make any sense? But you're sitting there, the American family, the average American family is no longer middle class. You're either poor or rich. The rich is making money off the poor because the poor can't afford to have 2 jobs, full-time jobs, and still be able to take care of their families and have enough money at the end of the day to put food on the table. Hence what...
Look, and I'm going to break this down. Do you hear her words? She's identifying herself as poor. She's telling herself that it's hard to earn money. She's telling herself that she's forced to work 2 jobs. This is a mindset, ladies and gentlemen. I don't even know this lady, so I'm not here to talk bad to her or bad about her. But I'm showing you the reasons why people are stuck in this cycle. Listen to how she's speaking.
Why we are forced to live on credit card debt. And y'all are just going to keep jacking up the prices that we're never going to be able to afford to pay off. Because unfortunately,
she just said she'll never afford to be able to pay it off. She's speaking her life.
The average American person has nothing left after their paychecks come in and they pay their bills and they buy groceries. They have nothing left to save. So you're sitting there with $20 to your name for 2 weeks until the next penny. And that's if you're lucky. There's some people that are in the red right now. They are working their asses off and they can't even pay all their bills on time. And they're trying to decide, do you want to keep the light on this month or the water? No, living is just a luxury. I can't afford to put braces on my kids right now. That's a luxury. Going out to eat, that's a luxury.
I don't know if this is happening to anybody else in America, but it's getting pretty annoying with me. So I had a phone plan that I started about 1.5 years ago. It was about $115 a month. A little overpriced for a single line, but sure. I was willing to pay it. Come 1.5 years later, they're trying to charge me $167 a month for the rest of the contract. They don't specify why, they just, it's extra service fees. I'm sorry. $47 more in service fees a month I have to pay? That makes no. And then I literally go to my auto insurance, which was quoted to me when I first started the policy, which was a 6-month policy, at $311. $311. It's way overpriced, but I drive an Audi, so what the ever. I guess I'll pay the $300 a month for insurance. Then I go back to my policy and they're telling me I owe $374 a month for the remaining 3 months. Extra accrued service fees. My storage unit used to be $97 a month for my stuff. It is now $145. They raised the price on the contract and on the agreement that I made with the company. This is the same with the insurance company. This is the same with the phone plan company that I'm putting this video on. When are we gonna get sick and tired of corporate America taking our money. I'm getting real sick and tired of this. This isn't even like a political view on left or right side or anything like that. I'm sick of America stealing from its citizens. I'm sick of corporate billion-dollar conglomerate oligarchies that continue to throw little fees and fines on us like we owe it, like we have to force ourselves to pay because they contractually.
Look, he's not lying. He's not lying. Look, and I'm not here saying that anyone on this video is lying. I'm not saying that, you know, it is tough. It is tough, but this is even more of a reason to invest the money that you do make to learn more high income skills. Once you have the skills, it doesn't matter what's happening with America. It doesn't matter what's happening in the job market. I'm not worried about the job market. I haven't been in a job in 10 years. Why would I worry about what's happening at a 9 to 5? I'm helping people escape that life. And like I said, I'm not here to bash anyone that's on here talking because every single one of them, they're correct. But the mindset is what's going to keep them there. Look, when you want to get to another level of life, you find people that is doing something the wrong way and you go the opposite of what they're doing. I would encourage everyone that wants something in their life, that wants wealth, do the opposite of people calling themselves broke. Do the opposite. Because you'll never be able to get beyond where you feel in your mind that you really are.
Keep us in a contract. It's getting old. How did my bills go up over $400 in the past month from accrued fees? They can't even specify why those fees were raised. We need to hold these people accountable. These CEOs, CFOs, these owners of these corporate businesses, billion-dollar wallets packed. All these rich, horrible people where it's like, well, they earned it fair and square. Yeah, by people over and ripping people off with accrued fees, fines, and until their pockets are so lined they don't even know what to do with their money, while the rest of us sit here and struggle and feed off of breadcrumbs on the ground, going, it's the government, it's the Democrats, it's the Republicans, it's everything else but exactly what corporate America is standing for right now. They don't give a about us citizens. They only give a about their company, and they just want to sit there money hungry, just shoveling their face full of our money.
So I'm being evicted from my apartment.
Okay, so I'm going to do a part 2, you know, because I don't want this video to be too long. I will pick up here and we're going to do another part 2 tomorrow. But listen, man, if you want to learn how making money online works, you got to understand this. You know, you got a choice. I know life is hard right now. I know things are difficult right now. And I know a lot of people that work a 9 to 5 job are struggling right now. I know it. But you have a choice. It's either stay there or do something different. If you want to stay there, then you have to deal with whatever happens, unfortunately. But if you want to do something different, click the link in the description. I'll show you exactly how making money online works free. At least that way, you'll know how making money online works. And then you decide what you want to do after that. I'll see you on the next video. Like, share, subscribe. Peace.